Hello to all you yids out there. This is the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans Podcast, a podcast from a bunch of yids to all you yids around the world. And it's not Groundhog Day, it's actually near Christmas Day. But for us Spurs fans, there is no Christmas presents in sight. Another loss to Liverpool, which we will delve into. It's been a big week, really, with Spurs. A lot's happening behind the scenes in interviews that I'm going to ask the boys about. It's myself, Lee Terrier. We've got Shane with us. And obviously, Kev, how you doing, boys? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad, thank you, mate.
Yeah, I mean, Kev, I know you weren't there on Saturday, but where did you watch it?
I watched it at home. I rushed home for it and sort of just got in the first 5 minutes of the game. So yeah, I might have saw the best bit of it, the first 5 minutes, and sort of got settled into the sofa, opened up a bottle of wine, and then it sort of just went downhill from there, really. I went out for a drink after I had a football match that day, so I went out for a drink and I was in the pub after, and they were begging me to stay in there and watch it with them, and I said nah. I said I like to watch it at home. I don't really like being in like neutral pubs because I'll get the ump when fucking people who don't support Spurs start cheering for the other team. So I went, nah, do you know what? I'm going to go home. But yeah, I kind of wish I fucking stayed out now and got on the piss. Probably would have got through it a bit easier. But no, I come home and watched it, and yeah, obviously really disappointed. I mentioned last week, I didn't fancy us anyway, but then obviously the way the game went as it went on, it just got harder and harder. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me, mate, to be honest, that we didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, Shane, looking at the game, like Kev says, we started quite brightly. Like I was watching it on a phone. I was out. I was watching it on a phone, and I was enjoying what I saw. I was in a bar. Didn't obviously get the atmosphere, the commentary, but looking at it on play, I was like, "Oh, we're doing all right." And then obviously the red card happens, which inevitably changes it. But how did you feel that sort of first half hour of the game was?
Yeah, it's what we need. I like the press. I felt like that was something that we've been missing recently. So yeah, going out there and pressing, it was like we really wanted it, and exactly like you've just said, the red card changed everything. And it's just crazy, just utter madness. Why is he? I think obviously he lost the ball just before, and his head must have gone a bit. But
yeah,
I just don't get why he's doing it. And then obviously I'm sure we'll go into it, but the Romero one's even worse for me. But yeah, it's mental. It's just like I was saying to my mate. It's just he said, "Oh, you've got to be positive. You give it a go, and you were really trying and blah blah." And I said, "It's just always us though. Why can't it be we're trying and then we get a result out the end? It's just always us at the minute."
It is, and that's the thing about it. You just look and you go, step forward, like I said last week, and then two back. The step forward was positive start. Seemed like we really wanted it. 2 steps back, a stupid challenge in many ways. I mean, VAR makes everything look worse than it is, but he's gone down the back of his Achilles. His sock was torn open. You can't argue with it in this day and age, and he was nowhere near the ball, which just makes it again just a real pain in the arse in many ways. But it's one of those things. You look at it and you still at 0-0. You still got to push for it, but. Yeah, not long after that, Kev, Isaac scored, and after that, the game was gone, really, wasn't it, in many ways?
Yeah, I mean, that was a real tough watch at 10 men. And I mean, TJ mentioned it last week about sort of expecting shit results and not really caring. I mean, probably, I don't understand when people say that, but I kind of got that feeling. Especially the way the game was going on at 10 men. Obviously, the Simmons thing was, I mean, it was a little bit of a harsh decision, but I get, like you said, in today's age, I get why it's given. So it really kind of ruined everything for us. And then it was inevitable for me what was going to happen after that. I think it would have been a tough game with 11 men versus 11 anyway. But when they went down to 10, it was a real struggle to watch. And I was sort of listening to the atmosphere in there, and the crowd knew it, and everyone was just sort of waiting for it to happen for the first goal for Liverpool. And it must have been really tough to be in there at that point. I sold my tickets to someone, and they must have been fit. One of them people took their grandson as well. And what a shit game for that little man to go and watch, at that point of the game, because we weren't in it at all. I mean, obviously we'll get into it a bit later, but the best part of it was probably the last 10 minutes of the game when we were down the line. But yeah, it was a real blow to us, and a real struggle to watch. And it really felt really mediocre at 10 men as well. And I thought we struggled to get hold of the ball. And yeah, I mean, this is a team of Liverpool that are not informed themselves, but I think we're the team at the moment that gives these sort of teams a turn around the corner. I mean, I think we did it with Forest as well, and other teams like that who were scratching for wins. Villa, when we lost to them, they were struggling at that point. Obviously, Wolves, Fulham haven't won an away game all year. I just think it's where we are at the moment. It's something came right down there, especially at home. So yeah, it was inevitable after the first red card that I knew he was going to go on to lose.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, and I guess looking at our back line, Shane. I mean, let's talk about it. Christian Romero involved in that as well. What was your thoughts on those and him in particular and that silliness at the end?
Yeah, that's it's just not what a captain does for me. It's utter madness to be doing that. Like he's going up in the box. Look what he's done at Newcastle. Obviously, you was there, Kev. He's done that for us. So when you see him pushing up, you're thinking, right, yeah, we've got a chance here. We scored the goal. Let's go again. It's just utter fucking madness. I do not get it, especially a captain. We're chasing that one extra goal, and people say and they take the piss, but they say maybe he's doing it to get the Christmas time off. Obviously, you get a couple of weeks off and stuff, and you'd like to think that isn't the case, but yeah, it just baffles my head why he's won the free kick. Just leave it, get the free kick, try and go again. We've just scored one. There's a chance of getting a draw here. Now, not only that, we lose the game. We don't get the draw, lose the game, and we're now without two players for, well, 2 yellows. That he just missed 2 games, is it? I'm pretty sure.
Is it one? If it's 2 yellows, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. But yeah,
I'm sure
we are
it's
going to miss
2.
him.
But
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
it might be. Yeah, that's worse then. Yeah.
but yeah, and obviously Xavi's straight red. That's 3 games. So,
Oh,
and then the 3 coming up, as Kev said, it's before the season. You probably look at them and think, yeah, hopefully go on and get 3. But I just don't want to play anyone at the moment. I just the way I'm feeling. Yeah, it's kind of back Mourinho Conte days. I'm just not looking forward to watching them at the moment. I mean, I'm going down again in a few weeks and stuff, but I really don't want to at the minute. And it's a bad way. I text Kev after the Forest game and said the first time I can remember in years and years and years, I turned the game off. I reckon there was only 8 minutes left, but I literally could not watch anymore.
yeah.
And turned it off, and I texted Kev and said I went out for a walk. To be honest, I've only just fucking got back from the walk. That's how pissed off I am with them. But
kicking lampposts and car doors all down the
I
street.
yeah, fucking doing my nutting there.
I mean, yeah.
Do you know what it is, Lee? I think with the Romero thing, I think, and the Simmons thing, when they make these decisions and these stupid decisions in games and things, I think a lot of it's is built up frustration as well. I mean, I see that with Simmons a lot. I mean, he's very lightweight. He wants to be on the ball, gets moved off the ball a lot in this league, and he rats around and he can't tackle for shit. So I think he just gets wound up. You can see that in his body language, and I think that might have been the reason why he ended up doing that silly thing. And I think Romero, I mean, before Romero got sent off for me, I thought he was like really pumped up. He was fucking running around everywhere, out of position. And like Shane Sam, when it's your captain, it's really not acceptable. You know, you've got young players in this team that look up to captains in every club. And you sort of follow suit and you listen to your captain. He's the one who tells you in the change room where you've gone wrong. And he's like basically like he's the manager's second in command in some sense. So when he goes and does things like that, I don't know what sort of example it sets. And also for him to do things like that, I mean, there's some managers that we've had in previous times where I don't think that's allowed, and I don't think players make them stupid decisions. I think with the manager we've got at the moment, now I don't know what happens behind the scenes, but he doesn't strike me as somebody who would read the right act to people in that change room. I'm not sure. Maybe he is, maybe I'm not. I'm just going off what I feel. And is that a reason why these players can go out and do stupid things on the pitch? And your Spence and Van der Ven, fucking ignoring him the other week. Romero deciding to just go run all around the fucking pitch to try and hurt someone and then punch someone in the chest in front of the referee. I don't know. I don't know if it stems from just a bit of I don't really give a shit and I'll sort of do what I want. And in this period at the moment, there's a lot of frustration around the club from the supporters. I mean, playing at home at the moment must be the worst thing ever when you're playing shit because they'll get
4 wins in 2025 at home.
Yeah, I mean, I think the home fans are expecting it, so they're on your case from the off. And if you don't start well, they'll let you know about it. And then I think these type of players, the players we've got at the moment, some of them, especially the more senior players, I don't think they like it. And I think you can see that in their game sometimes on the pitch, especially at home. And it's just a bit of I want to question how much you care and how much you want to fight. And I'm asking you not to throw your toys out your pram and do stupid things on the pitch. But I think at the moment, with the way everything's going, I just think people are just, players especially, are just really frustrated with everything. And I don't know if that's the manager or it's the fans or whatever it is. But at the moment, something really, really isn't right down there. And it's alarming, really, going into a transfer window because, as the board, you've got to be having one eye on now and thinking, like, how much money do we give this guy in January? Or are we going to be letting him go in February or March? It's a real crossroad. It's like, at the start of the season when we had that good start, I imagine just us at this point, languishing around 5th or 6th, 7th, something like that, maybe sort of knocking on the door for the top 4 spot. And really January is your time just to throw in a couple and really strengthen that hold on finishing that top 3 or 4. And at the moment, we're not that. We're in the bottom half. We're struggling. Certain players are not playing well. Certain players are rejecting us before we even fucking bidded for them. And I just don't know who would want to come to this club with the frauties that are all around it. And that's from top to bottom. And that's the alarming thing going into these next few games. And do you know what? In most games, Lee, the games are so hard at the moment, no matter who you play.
Oh, it's tough.
Bar Wolves probably, even though we fucking drew against them. I don't, like Shane said, I don't fancy us playing against anyone at the moment. I've stuck Fulham on tonight and Forest. And in the first 40 seconds, Fulham nearly scored because the intensity is there from the off. We don't play like that. I'm watching 2 teams at the moment who languish in the bottom half, but they're exciting to watch. We're not exciting to watch. And that's really alarming. And who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of months. But at the moment, it's going to be really, really stale until we get players back or we, sign a couple of players that are really going to get everyone off their seats.
So, keeping with Frank then, Kevin, staying with you there. Did you listen to him post-match? And how do you gauge what he's saying and what he's...
Do you know what, Lee? I haven't. You'll have to tell me what he said. I've since Spurs finished, I've really just fucking switched off from it.
Shane, did you see it? Just to ask, have you heard his comment?
Again, mate, I was on my walk, so...
You had done your walk, yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean...
People talking him off that bridge.
Yeah, I mean, just to be... make sure you don't. But he basically was sort of saying... I think overall it was a good performance tonight. Proud of the players and the team and how they responded. He said, I actually think the first 30 was also good from us and how we responded to setbacks through the game, something we've been working very hard on because that is the biggest thing the best teams need to do, how we respond to setbacks. And he said, which I think was fair. I do think we started really well. I thought it was one of the better ways that we started. But then obviously when the red card happened and then the 1-0, he said, he felt we kept going. He goes, the second goal is a mistake from the ref. I think there are 2 hands in the back, clear 2 hands in the back. I don't understand how you can do that. He's obviously talking about what he thinks. But he goes,
I think decision, Lee, I thought.
It was a poor decision. And he's fair there. And when it comes to Romero, he goes, I think any player needs to control their emotions and be cool-headed. It's not only because you're a captain that you need to be exceptionally cool-headed. That's also always good, of course. We're talking about a very passionate player. It's been very good for this club and team in many years. He said the crowd were excellent. The fans were excellent today. I think they kept us going throughout the game, and especially that last 20. They almost sucked the second goal into the net. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And when they asked him about the home form in 2025 throughout, obviously he's only been here for 3 months, but he said, I think it's fair to say, I said from the beginning that it's so important that we do everything we can to make our home a fortress. There was a few bits that didn't go away. If Mwani's shot goes in at 1-1, there's something different. There's a little bit of margin, but he goes, overall as a club, we need to make a home very difficult to us. And he says what you'd expect any manager to say and stuff like that. I think how he chats. I like how he chats. I think he's not a silly man. He doesn't get too highly emotional. Just like you said earlier about the riot act, Kev, I just wonder to what degree can he galvanize these? And one thing that I wanted to touch upon, and I think it's probably better to do now on that, is the Mickey van der Ven interview, which I'm not sure if any of you seen on the overlap on YouTube. Did any of you see that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, right. Really good chat. And I mean, what comes out of that, or what I took out of that, it'd be interesting to see how you. But like that, they were buoyed on by Ange. Like they felt that, he said his team talks were like they're just so galvanizing. Even when it was going wrong, he was galvanizing us, and that. And obviously, he in the end put the Premier League on the back burner and went for the Europa League, and it come up trumps. But that's where I'm wondering now with this team and the things that we've seen happen. Players walk off, reject what he's saying. It just makes me think: has he come in after a personality that may not have been right tactically, but it was there like, come on, right, almost get you ready for war? Has he come in and he's a bit too methodical? I wonder if that. Shane, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there was an interview the other day, I think it's before the Liverpool game, and he was saying all the right things, and I didn't actually hear him say it, but I read it on one of these social media things, and he was saying all the right things that you want to say. Like I said, we want to make it a fortress, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go out, we're going to press, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Then at the end of it, he said a comment, but we will lose games. And you just think, just be positive. And you go out there and say, we're going to go all out. We're going to go all out attack. We're not going to change. We're going to win this. We're going to do everything to win, blah, blah, blah. And you'd feel it and you'd want to be there and you want to believe it, even though you knew we were shit last season. Yeah. Every game you had that little bit of hope. Whereas now, honestly, I've said it already. I genuinely don't want. I'm not looking forward to watching them at the moment. I'm worried every time, and I was like this with Conte and Mourinho. I was just dreading every week. And honestly, the next 3 games, we're in big trouble if we lose these next 3 games, and they're not easy games. No. Palace away, Brentford, and Sunderland. I mean, yeah, okay, we beat Brentford, but Palace away it's a rough place to go. I know they've just had a loss as well, so are they going to bounce back? And then, like you say, Sunderland, they've been turning teams over,
good side,
like big teams as well. So, and I think we're only like 4 points off the bottom 3. Oof. I could be wrong, but I'm sure. Like I say,
weird one, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah. If you don't get some points, pick them up. But then on the flip side, you win all 3, and you could be right up in the mix again. So, but yeah, touching back on what Kev said, I don't know. It's going to be so hard. This we could have done with not being in this position purely because we've been told we've got money to spend, but they are going to be thinking, do we want to give him that money? Because the likes of, for me, Paulinho should be starting week in, week out, in my opinion, over Bentancur. I know that's going to be up in the air for some people, but for me personally, I think he should be starting. For whatever reason, he clearly doesn't like him. He loves Bentancur and he's playing Paulinho week in, week out. He's playing Bentancur week in, week out. I think we potentially won't sign Paulinho if Frank's still there. Obviously, I know we've got the option. We haven't made it. Is that January that we can do that, or is it the end of the season? I can't remember.
I'm not sure because it's a year-long loan. I don't know.
The end of the season, I think.
At the end, yeah.
At the end of the season, yeah. So, but yeah, that's neither here or there. But then the likes of Mwani, and then you just think, obviously, Semenyo turned us down before, which I'm glad he did, rather than looking like twats and him going somewhere else. But yeah, I mean, if we've got this money and they're gonna, I do think we generally are gonna spend, and I think we'll spend quite big. But they're on the back burner, and they must be thinking, do we really want to be letting Frank spend this money? And are they going to be his signings, or are they going to go back to revert to old ways? And it's going to be like, as you say, Levy signings. I know he's not there, but with the club making a decision because they're planning ahead, thinking, well, maybe he's not going to be here.
Yes, this is the thing. It's like it is a hard one to tell because it takes time. A lot of fans of opposing teams are saying to me, like a few Arsenal mates, for example, they said, someone like Arteta, came 8th in his first couple of seasons, which is unheard of for a team like them over there, recent history, last 20 years, and it's all about giving time. Like, and Kev, you've said it, you know, about giving Frank time and stuff like that. Is it too quick for us now because we've been on this real weird journey since Pochettino, really, which was like the first stable manager we had in a long time? Are we jumping the gun or is the community or the Spurs fan base jumping the gun a bit when it's because online is a lot of Frank out? I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of Frank out. How, you know, you make your feelings perfectly, you know, evident, and I think you're right in them. But you know, how much can you accept building, and therefore, then how can that influence a big window for us, or a big couple of windows? Because January and then the summer will be big.
Yeah, I think the building thing is important. I mean, like we said, we've seen other managers do it, and it's sort of come to fruition. I think the difference is sometimes with other clubs building, it's sometimes I watch teams build. Maybe I can see what they're building to, even though they're not there yet or they're trying to be there. You can just see little signs of what they're trying to be. And I thought with Arsenal, you saw that, and you sort of saw them squeezing players out the door, and you sort of bringing little players here and there, and then the signings got bigger and bigger. And then the year after that, all this shit was gone, and you could sort of see where they're going. And that's the problem. I think we're the complete opposite. I can't really see at this moment what we're building. Can't really see how we're trying to play. I can't really see what players they're trying to squeeze out. I don't really see what players they're going to bring in. I can't really see what our starting 11 is yet. I can't really see what our manager has really brought us at this moment to change things from last year in terms of maybe being a bit more defensively sound at times, but then that also comes at the cost of not scoring enough goals. Strange decisions like Palhinha not playing, who's probably been our best player so far this season. Sarr was our best player in pre-season. He doesn't play anymore. Solanke has gone fucking missing. I don't know what's happened to him. I'm at the point now where I think he's fucking kidnapped and someone's holding him for fucking ransom somewhere in some warehouse.
Have you seen the rumours? Like, I've seen it online. 90% is a load
Is it
of
about the
bollocks,
drugs?
but yeah. Have you seen that?
No,
I've heard it. Matt put it in the group chat today, and I mean, I've known Spurs to cover up, and I know because I know a few people. I've known Spurs to cover up a lot of shit that's never come out. So who knows? Spurs are pretty good at that. Not saying it's true,
a couple
but
of weeks ago.
couldn't rule it out.
Yeah, that Lee. Yeah, basically what it was that he did have the operation, something on the foot, but then they were saying that he failed a drugs test, and that's what, obviously, whether it's true or not, none of us will know and probably will ever know. But yeah, that was the rumours that he's failed a drug test.
But I think that's another thing of like, I know if it is something like that, I know they've got to sort of keep it hush and all that, but there's just been nothing, and we're at a point in the season for me where we're crying out for a top centre forward at the club at the moment. I think maybe Moani's just finding his feet a bit, but he's still not really what I'd want up there. So people want answers, and we're not getting them in that sense.
No,
and we're frustrated as supporters, like with everything else going on in the club. And yeah, it's just a bit of a mystery at the moment of where we're going. You know, we've sort of said that minimum this year is for me is a Conference League. That's by going from what we bought in the transfer window in the summer and what I think we should go and get in January. I still think that should be the target. If anything, I mean, listen, I think he's going to get the season regardless. You know, I said on the group chat today, if he lost maybe his next 6 on the bounce, things could go early. But I think that the aim is to give him the season and probably give him another transfer window in the summer, providing we don't finish fucking as low as we did last year. That also depends on cup successes as well with the FA Cup, and obviously the Champions League is just going to be a bit of a journey to a point. So, you know, he's going to get the season for me. January's massive. Players coming back's massive. But at the end of the season, if he doesn't get in that top 8 or top 8 for the Conference League, if there's no European football club, for me, I think he's failed as a manager. And I know he's good mates with that Lang, and I think that was one of the main reasons we actually got him in the first place. But this is where the new owners, the chairman and the Lewis lot, they all come in and go, you know, we've turned around and said, look, Levy's gone. We want to put the fans first. We want success, and we can do everything to it. But keeping a manager in who doesn't get us European football for me isn't a success. And I don't care how much the director is best mates with him. We pay a lot of money down there. We travel everywhere, and we deserve a bit more. And these players at the moment are not playing for the badge. They're not playing passionate, and that upsets passionate supporters like myself and you guys. So, for me, he's got the season, but I do think if he lost his next, I would say 4 or 5 on the bounce, I think it's inevitable that someone else will come in for the end of the season.
Kev, his next.
Go on. Sorry,
sorry, mate. Sorry. I think his next 3, mate. The next 3, the third game is on the 4th of Jan, which is Sunderland. I think he loses them 3, and I think he could go after the Sunderland game. I pray to God it doesn't happen, obviously, but purely I think because of the transfer window, I think. Yeah, I don't. Why are we even talking like this? It's mad.
If they didn't think that he was going to pull anything out of these next 3 games, I think they would, especially before a window. I'd like to think they'd pull the plug on him before the window and get a new manager in with new ideas. But I'll be honest with you, I don't really know who's out there to go and get.
No,
there ain't.
So, to be fair to TJ, he said on the group chat today, he went, I don't really see the positive in sacking him at the moment.
I think we've just got to go all out, and I hate mentioning them lot, but all out and go back him all the way. If they're that confident in him, they must see something in it. And yeah, okay, he did okay at Brentford. There's obviously something there. Whether we like it or not at the moment, it's shit. But I know he's known for having slow starts. But maybe just give him, as you say, Kev, give him the season and beyond, and give him a chance to build. And then if it doesn't, then work. But it.
Yeah, you know what, Shane? It's that thing, isn't it? It's that thing. Can you see anything? What he's trying to build at the moment?
No, because it's a change, isn't it? It's week in, week out. He's changing the formation. He's changing. The lineups, and then when he does stick with it a little bit, every single one of us. It's not. I'll speak to a couple of people. They say, "Oh, why are you moaning this or that?" Like other fans. But speaking with you guys or any other Tottenham fan that I know or down at the ground, we're all saying the same thing. Why is Paulinho not starting? Why is he not starting Muani or Xavi as a 10 or whatever it was he was doing? We're constantly all saying the same thing. And it's just like, how can he not see that?
Yeah, that's one thing I would agree with. I think everyone sometimes got different excuses and reasons why things are happening. But I find, I try not to read a lot online, but I end up reading it. But especially the boys on the group chats, and when I go down the Spurs in the bars and all that, it is the same. We're all on the same hymn sheet with what we think's going wrong at the moment, and that's where, if everybody knows it, surely the club's got to know it. But who knows?
This is the thing, though. I'm just thinking that, because I do think he doesn't know his best, or he's changing it, and we think we know what's right. And I'd agree with you guys in that. When we talk about him and backing him, as Shane said there, and going full way with him, that means time, that means transfer windows. With the squad, how good is this squad? We had a manager in hands that we know what he was all about, but we won a cup, but we came 17th. We're better than 17th, I know that. But again, we're 13th here with a new manager, new ideas, same sort of players. If anything, he's had a fitter squad. How much of it is down to the players, and how good they are? Not even about commitment. Are they good enough for us to want more?
No.
Is this because now there is that sense of this is a journey that we're going to be on for quite a while to build a new team, and if you keep getting rid of managers, you're not going to build a team because you're going to get different managers, players. How good is this squad, Shane? Are we, should we be expecting more?
Yeah, no, at the moment, I think we're a mid-table team with what we should be doing better, but we're showing we're clearly not. Is that just us as fans? Are we thinking we're better than what we are? Yes, okay, we're Europa League winners, but I really do think that January we are going to go all out. So we've got to be they're saying the right things. Frank did say the right thing with that. He needs players that are going to change the 11. And I know a lot of managers said that before, but if that means we'd all love him, Adam Wharton or someone, Elliot Anderson, someone like that, but someone like that is going to come in and change the team instantly in that position. And then you've got the likes out wide. Obviously, Semenyo would have been the dream signing. He's turned us down, I know, but there's who else is out there? But I don't want to see these young lads for in a couple of years. I mean, we've got lucky with this Volskovic, is it? I think he's going to be a diamond. But we need January. We need someone in now that's going to start it week in, week out, not be fucking injured, not be off here, there, and everywhere. And yeah, I mean, we need to know what's going on with Solanke, because I love Solanke. I think he's absolutely class.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
So
I think it's the hardest window, I think, to buy in. I mean, it is for every club, but for our club, it's always been a very penny pinching month, because we had a chairman who didn't like get his pants pulled down with prices, which you will do in January, especially when you're languishing mid-table like us, and you should be, for me, in the top 8 at least.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to the intent of the board. It's, you know, they've got to want European football as a business anyway, let alone being Spurs fans. They know that European football is at least as what we should be playing next season. So it's how much they want that. And we've questioned Levy's intent on that before, of, you know, being in European football. How much does he want it? Loved it when he was in Europe, but did he really put a squad together that was able to be consistent in winning European trophies, Europa Cups, Conference Leagues, whatever it was he was in? Probably not, because he was also trying to balance the books. Now, these owners have come out and said that they are willing to do everything to change this football club and be what it should be for the supporters that we have. So clearly, for me, when your team's languishing where it is, and if you don't strengthen, for me, properly, you are going to finish in that bottom half, and you could get pulled down into it like we did last year.
Sure.
So it's about how much you really want to change this team's fortunes, and it's a manager that you clearly want to back, and you want to keep him in the job, because you've got faith in him to build. When the shit hits the fan like it is at the moment, you've really got to fucking open up the checkbook here and really go out there with a statement of intent to buy top football players, and you're only going to get them by paying big money. And I don't know if the wage cap's there anymore with Levy gone. I don't know. That's freed up a bit, and they're a bit more loose with that. But we've always said that was, for me, that's always been the sticking point for us. And the problem point is they never wanted to give big wages out to players, and we always lost them because of that. So it really is. I think January will really show the intent of the Lewis family and how much they want this season to turn around. And you know, if they don't, then I'm afraid another manager will go, and then we're back on a merry-go-round again next year. And you know,
we've got to think as well, though. If Solanke, whatever is going on with him, if he does come back, say, let's just say just after this Christmas period, the start of January, Kulu comes back. I know Maddison probably won't be till the end of the season, if at all. But that's basically 2 new signings for us. You think that's the whole of this half of the season so far? We've not had them. They are starters, both of them. So yeah, I think a lot have got to go as well for me. Johnson, Richarlison. It's not all going to happen in January, obviously not. But I think we need a big shift out. For me, what topped me over the edge with the Forest game, seeing Ben Davies come on for me, was that was the end for me. Fair play to him, brilliant. He's a legend of the club, and I'm grateful for everything he's done. He should not ever be near that starting, even coming off the bench for me, ever. I just do not get it. And you're losing the game, and you bring him on, and you just think, what the fuck is going on?
Do you know what, Shane? You're right? Because that was ridiculous stuff. For me, that was, I've given up on this game. Here you go, Ben. Let's get some rust off you, which clearly is not good enough. But I'm looking at that bench at the moment, and I don't really see where my game changers are. So obviously the squad may be stacked, but is it stacked with the quality that when we're 2-0 down against someone, we can bring 2 players on to completely change the game? I don't know. But
Tell has changed games, Kev. Tell's come on, Tom, and he's not bringing him on. He's not. Yeah. But every time he has come on, he's done something, whether scored or assisted.
And I mean, Johnson came on against Liverpool, right? And I mean, like, how is he getting on the pitch at the moment when he's probably been one of the worst players so far this season? It's
Tell
just like
can't get near there.
It's like he's playing Matt, I tell you, it's like playing Championship Manager. You know, when you want to sell someone, but you know you want them to keep playing, but once they're unhappy on there, the morale goes down, and it's like he's he's plucking these players out like Davis and Johnson and just going, here you go, look, you're still part of it. Keep your morale up. Here you go. I'm going to put you on here. And it just doesn't work. And I mean, listen, successful teams gone by, and I'm even talking about teams this year. When I watch Aston Villa and I see a John McGinn, or I watch Sunderland and see the way Granit Xhaka fucking runs around for him. I'm watching Fulham and I see the way Harry Wilson's bombing about. Whatever. I just see all these different teams that are around us, and they just play with a bit more hunger than us. And that's where I'm hoping it isn't a mentality problem with players and the coach, because if they don't want to run around for you, I mean, listen, you spoke about Ange, right? And we saw his speeches before we signed him, before we got him into the club. And then we saw some of I remember the pre-season one at QPR in the changing room and that stuff. And listen, I've played for managers, like even just playing football myself at a decent level. And I've had managers, right, that know absolutely fuck all about coaching, drills, nothing. But you'd always have someone there to do that. But the manager would be the one in the changing room that tells you the life stories, tells you this to get up for it, like Ange does. And sometimes that does, like you said, Lee, it does rejuvenate you and it makes you go, do you know what? Like when Ange talks about his dad and stuff like that. Like
you want to run through brick walls.
That shit would get me up for it. And I just don't know. I just don't know if Frank does that. And I think that's where something's amiss at the moment in terms of, do they really want to roll up their sleeves and go out and play for him? I mean, if he was really in the shit, I don't know if you'd get a tune out of him or not. And that's the worrying thing going forward. Yeah,
I mean, look, the last thing on the Liverpool game, we've sort of danced around a little bit of everything, and then I want to touch upon something else. But just, I'd like to know your Hotspur and your not Spur, your man of the match and your sort of dick of the day. We're proudly sponsored by our good sponsors, Hotspur Heritage and Off From Us UK. So as they sponsor us at this moment, Kev, who are you going to give your Hotspur to from what you saw?
Oh, Hotspur, I don't actually remember anyone actually playing well, I don't think. I can't remember. I mean, maybe Richarlison just for coming on and scoring the goal and maybe rejuvenating it a bit. I mean, that last 10 minutes for me was, I mean, this is a poor Liverpool side who had a two-man advantage, and we had them on the ropes like they had 9 men.
Yeah,
you know, it was a shit team we lost against, and that last 10 minutes was probably the only time where I actually looked at the TV and actually got a bit excited about it. So
yeah,
maybe Richarlison just for the goal, but I don't know if there was any outstanding performers for me.
Yeah, Shane, where was your Hotspur award going?
Fucking hell, mate! Again, I'm struggling. I'm going for the fans for staying there. That's
yeah.
I'm for just being there week in, week out at the minute, and fair play to them, because obviously I've been a fair bit this season, as I know we all have, but at the moment it's just the money, it's time, the effort, and it's just heartache after heartache after heartache at the minute. They're not. So the fans for being there for me, mate, because none of them players for me didn't. And it's like when they did give it a go, 2-0 down, it's too fucking late. Like, why not at 1-0 down, like, carry on? The last 10 minutes, you going for it, you grab a goal. It's too late, too little, too late.
Yeah, I hear that. So
you know what it is, Lee, quickly, before you go into the not Spur, I think that's right. I think, why has it took us to go down to 9 men for us to give it a go and realise we can do it? Where is that mid-game when it's 10 men down, or we're 1-0 down, or whatever it is? I think, again, I think it goes back to supporters. I think once we started creating a bit towards the end and we scored, I think the fans got excited, the crowd lifted, and it maybe got them players up for it, where the majority of that game, that place was like a fucking morgue. When I was listening on the telly, I was like I said to you, I felt sorry for the person that I sold the tickets to, because they've gone and watched that. And I thought, what an atmosphere for a 6-year-old to go for their first game. I was just like, I felt sorry for him. But I spoke to my mate and he stayed to the end, and he said the last 10 minutes was the best part of it. And where was that in the game? Where's Frank, rejuvenating them in a game and making that happen? I think they made it themselves by scoring, but also the supporters had a massive part of that. But why can't it come in different parts of the game? Why couldn't that come at Forest? Why couldn't that come at Chelsea and Arsenal? That's where people will question them.
Yeah, I mean, mate, it's horrible in that sense. And I guess when it comes down to the performances and when it comes to the not Spur, I mean, there's probably only 2 we probably got. Kev,
I think we could be unanimous on this one, lads.
Yeah,
but just for the armband and the lead by example, the experience he has. So I know he's a hothead, but I'd like to think he's simmered down a bit. I think over the last year or two, I think he used to be a lot more rash than that. But we saw the old Romero come out, which, yes, we like the passion, but we all know that when he starts running around the place, we know there's a massive chance of him going down, us going down to 10 men. And I just thought he let us down at a crucial part. And yeah, like I said, it's the games going forward. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to Palace and Brentford, and I'm going there without Romero and Simmons, and I'm just like, it's hard enough to go there with them at the moment, and we lose 2 key players like that, and it just makes it even harder for the next games. And I just think heat of the moment, you know, I know it's hard to think about that, but like, reminded me of the Beckham thing, you know, with Simeone, you know, when he done that kick.
God, yeah.
It was just like, what are you doing, you silly cunt? You've just fucked everything. And just because he's the captain, mate, and I just think as a captain, you're held responsible for a lot, and people hold you in high regard. And I can imagine people respect the shit out of him in that change room, especially the youngsters. But you watch your skipper do that. And I mean, Simmons has come out and apologised. I don't know if Romero has yet. But, you know, decisions like that can really cost games, not only the game you're playing in, but also the next few games they're going to be out for, you know.
Yeah, it's a fucking shitter, mate. Shane, who's your not Spur?
Yeah, 100%. It's his. I think it's his fault for the first goal as well. His bad pass at the start, wasn't it? Yeah, so not in. Yeah, definitely Romero, 100%, mate. Yeah, there's no. I mean, Simmons, like you said, he has come out and apologised, and you just can't get away with it in this modern game now. But they all know that, so that's what makes it more frustrating. He knows he never get. As soon as he's seen it, I said it was a red, because as soon as you know they're going VAR, that's it. I mean, the ref for me did have a fucking absolute stinker, by the way. But yeah, definitely Romero, mate.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I'm just as a fan, this is the hardest bit. Like I'm, you know, like you guys, and I said it last week, but I'm just deflated by it all. I feel like, you know, there was such that ecstasy of what happened with the Europa League that, you know, we know that isn't going to happen every year for a club like Spurs at this point, because we don't invest to move on and move on and move on. That is something that this club needs to understand, that if you are going to be successful, you have to spend money, you have to get in the right players, you have to get the right coach and the foundations, and you can't chop and change. This isn't like a basketball team or something in America where chop and change is just part of the game. I know it's got more in football, but I feel like still, to have a sense of growth and progress, you need to stay with a team unless you are fully able to spend and buy the best players in every position. So the hard thing for me is I'm just very deflated, because you want to come in to this new season and go, all right, you know, it was a great journey, but it was a chaotic one. We've got a guy in now who, you know, is methodical and done the right things at a lower club. You just want it to kick on, and it all just feels like it's unraveling to the point now where the games aren't even entertaining to watch. You know, if you've got people like yourself, Kev, that aren't at games at times now, just because it's tough to do. It's Shane yourself, you know, what's part of a real enjoyment thing to do, even you're doubting it. Like, that's happened because there isn't, you know, as a fan base, we've always backed the team, even when it's going wrong. But when you see a lack of fight or a lack of ideas, and then you just go, well, what's happening next? It's hard to get rejuvenated by it. So I do hope that this is just a bedding in period. I do hope that there's money to be spent. But at the moment, it just feels a little bit anticlimactic. And that's the worst thing. You know, it's not even angry. It's just anticlimactic. And then when you feel like that, that's when you're just like, well, yeah, I can miss this one. I can miss this one. You know, like I've never been the staunchest supporter home and away. That isn't me. But I'd always want to watch a Spurs game. And now when you start to think, oh, well, I could do something else, that's not what you do, is it? But I feel where we are a little bit at the moment. So
Merry Christmas, lads.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry
Lee,
Christmas.
you're not on your own, though, mate. You're not on your own.
Yeah.
It's I think that's everyone. A lot of the people I speak to, Spurs fans, are all the same. And as you look on there, and there's still tickets flying about. The start of the season, when we're doing all right, you can't get them for love or money. But yeah, they're still on there. I mean, if you look even now for the Dortmund game, fucking hell, I reckon there's 20,000 on there still.
Really?
Yeah, literally, you can pick where you want to sit in that stadium. That's when I last looked the other day. But yeah,
I'll tell you what I found
area.
for the first time this year is that I don't sit in the south. I sit in I sit in the West upper because of the family section because of my boy. But the club messaged not only me but obviously many other season goals and asked us if we want to swap to go and sit in the South Stand, to gain more atmosphere for the Aston Villa game. And I'm thinking, why is there spare seats in the South Stand? It's because people don't want to go at the moment. And, I've never got the chance. The club have never offered me a chance to sit over there. So, that sort of says quite a bit about a lot about the way people are feeling about everything at the moment. And, shit times at the moment when supporters don't want to go. And I don't think we've really ever had a problem since we've been in that stadium to really sell seats. Maybe that's because the Koreans were there. I don't know. But at the moment, you're right. I go to the European game, the Champions League games at home, and it's fucking empty up where I am. And it's
mad.
I think I do think a part of that is pricing a lot of supporters out. I mean, the Villa game, they were sensible, and a child is a tenner and an adult is £30 instead of it being a Cat B, 60 quid and everything else. So maybe that's another reason why they're trying to swing it a bit to get more people in there to build the atmosphere. But at the moment, it's just everything about it is just a bit fucking sour.
Yeah, they've
Villa
got to
sold
do more.
theirs out as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
fucking 9,000. I think they're bringing down. Or something like that.
They sold out in 22 minutes as well.
But they've got
I mean,
to do more. This. You look at this Vinay that they brought in. He was all about PR management and all that. About highlighting how you can turn it around for a fan base, and that needs to happen more in that ground now. There needs to be a sense of. I think I've read it, and I could be wrong, that they're putting. But I think it's a Villa game in the cup. They are grouping, or they're making something where they want to make the loudest supporters all together. I'm sure I've read something about that. Maybe one of you knows about it, but. There needs to be more done. One, to make this an event. Whether you win, lose, or draw, we can't ever guarantee that. This isn't, it ain't wrestling or, it ain't the theatre where you're going to have a story that starts and ends. This could end at half hour with a red card and fuck everything up. It could do it in 2 minutes. There needs to be more done to make people want to come down to Spurs and feel like they're all together. There needs to be a real sense of in that stadium that fucking hell, we are up for this. Because I started to see that with the Antrim. It was unmissable. The song
I said, Leo, I do think that's a massive thing to do with pricing, I think, as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
When you've got the best players in the world and you're playing great, I get why you charge it. I mean, you like everything. You don't pay fucking £200 a ticket to go and fucking see, I don't know, Right Said Fred, do you know what I mean? But you'd pay to go and fucking watch an Eminem concert. It's just as simple as that. It's when we ain't playing well, you can't overcharge your supporters, because there are so many people that want to go to that stadium who doesn't have the chance to because they're outpriced. And obviously, the season ticket holders, the people that normally go every day, don't want to go because they're paying a ridiculous price for shit football. But some of these people that don't get a chance to go would do anything to be a season ticket holder to get in them seats. So you're sort of pricing them supporters out when they've got a chance to go, which would probably build atmosphere. Like I said it to you at the Newcastle game. On that concourse, I didn't recognise hardly anybody. And they're all youngsters, look like 18-year-olds who've just got their first game. It was like their first away day. But they made that atmosphere good in that end because they've probably never been to an away game before. I've never been up to Newcastle before. Fucking probably really excited. It's a night out in Newcastle. And it's like sometimes that builds atmosphere. And unfortunately, at the moment, we might need that in the home ground, especially in key games. So that's another thing I think the club needs to look at, which is really important.
I did see that the club have gotten there's obviously like this leave the out thing, the movement that chain for Spurs and all that. There's something, I can't remember what it's called, but it's bring back the shelf or something like that. And I heard recently that the club have contacted them personally to see what to do, and that's why they have contacted season ticket holders, and they are on about changing seats over to get basically people that fucking stand there and do nothing in the south.
It's great. It's great. It's quite embarrassing to have to do it. I'm old school, I don't see why you'd have to advertise for atmosphere. I mean,
that's why I was surprised.
It's something that I've never really experienced. I mean, I'm probably going back to the old ground, which obviously definitely didn't need it. So I know it's a modern day thing, but yeah, I mean, fucking Arsenal do it. They have that little section, didn't they, of them fucking youngsters who hang on a fucking drum and all that shit. I mean, I'm quite embarrassed that we've had to do that. And listen, I've got mates who organised that big march the other day from the Bill Nick down. And listen, I know why they're doing it, because they're probably fed up of going into a stadium which is shit. I get that. But at the same time, I think it's really embarrassing as a club that we have to do that. We have to tell people to let's all join up here, let's go and march down, let's get on the concourse. Why should we have to make that? Why can't that just be a natural thing? And that's part of the demise at the moment of being in a modern day stadium and modern day prices and average football inside, and that's what you get, and that's what you have to. That's the sort of desperate measures you have to go to, and it's quite embarrassing from my point.
The difference, obviously, from taking my kids when my eldest now is 17, and the little one's nearly 9. When I took my 17-year-old when he was the same age as him, if he shouted "Yid Army," no matter where he was, it could be on the high road, could be in the ground, no matter where it was, someone around him would shout it back, and or loads of people would shout it back. Now my little boy, bless him, he'll shout it, and people just fucking look at him. And it's like, because he's done it a few times, and he gets that, he loves it when they shout it with him. And we sat in your seats, Kevin, and he done it there. And honestly, you could have heard a pin drop. There was one bloke three rows down, and he shouted it back at him and said, "Fair play to him," like to my little boy, because he loves it. But it is, but when it's shit football, who is going to cheer? Like I've said all this pod, I don't want to go at all at the moment. So never mind if I do go, then you're feeling you're watching shit, you paid for shit, and then you're thinking, oh, I can't even be asked to be here. So you're not going to be. But then that's where we need to change. We need to get behind them no matter what, don't we? But it is hard.
It's very hard, and that's the thing that that's the bit in it here at the moment. It's hard to talk about anything in a positive sense. We are positive, it may not sound it sometimes. We do want what's best for it, but it's very hard to do at this point. I mean,
but believe Lee, we're a podcast who gets praised for speaking their mind,
and that's what it should be. Yeah,
and we ain't going to come on here and think people don't want to listen to us have a bitch and moan, but we ain't going to pretend things are okay just because we want to please people listening. People probably the fan base we've got as a podcast thrive on us being honest. And if they have to listen to us slagging them off every week because they're not good enough, then they'll appreciate that. We shouldn't have to lie about it and try and praise people just for listens. It's not going to work. I think that's where we are as a podcast, and that's how we should be as supporters. We pay the money. If it ain't great, we're allowed to say it isn't great. And no one should tell us the opposite. And when it's great, this podcast is buzzing. We're fucking happy. We're loving it. But when it ain't, we're honest, and we've got a right to say that this isn't good enough, because the amount of hours we've put into this football club and the money we've put into it, not just only as a podcast, but everybody in the pubs, wherever it is, you're allowed to voice your opinions. And when it's shit, and you should be allowed to say it.
Yeah. Kev, do me a favour though, and ask me to come on here when we win, because I'm fucking sick of this every time we lose.
We do it on purpose just to wind you up.
Well, I mean, look, we are getting into Christmas, and we've got to feel like a bit more joyful. It is a great time of the year. So what I thought we'll end a podcast, because the next one we're going to do, everyone, is we are going to have a week off next week, just because everyone's obviously around doing their bits, and we'll be back for after the 1st of January game, and that is the Brentford game. Is that right? So no, we'll be back. Oh yeah, so we'll be back after. No, so we'll be back. You've got the Brentford game. What's the 4th? Sunderland. Yeah. So we'll be back after the Sunderland game. So we'll wrap up the Christmas period, and who knows where we'll be at that time. One thing I did want to say quickly is about the Paratici thing and how you think that's affected it, because apparently he's on his way to Fiorentina. So
I mean, is he with us at the moment? I don't know if he's with us. Is he with us?
Well, he was meant to be.
Spurs? I don't know.
As far as I knew, he was, but it's a really hard one with him. But I think he was. Yeah, I think he was part of this club.
I mean, for me, I think he's done a fantastic job in the players he's brought in, and. Unless he's been offered more money or whatever. I mean, like I said, I remember watching a football agent documentary a while ago, and he was quite integral in it. And listen, that geezer, when he wants a deal done, he won't have his pants pulled down over a deal. He will fight tooth and nail to get that deal done. And if it ain't good enough for him, he'll walk away from it and go and find something better. And maybe that's what we kind of need at the moment. But I think this Lang guy is the sort of guy who sort of headhunts players now. And so I don't really know where it stands with Paratici, but I think he's been great for us. And I mean, I read a rumour say that they're trying to get Paul Mitchell back, the one who was with Poch.
Oh, he was great.
He's had a bit of a break from football. So if Paratici is going, maybe that's the reason they're looking at him. I don't know, but he's done a great job for me, and I think it would be a bit of a loss if he does go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I see that. So yeah, as I was saying, we'll end it joyfully. We'll do an end of year quiz. I'm going to ask you a question each, lads. 5 each, one after the other, and they're all about Spurs in the year 2025. So everything is about this year just gone.
This is where I test my my age and my memory, because this is only a year old.
Memory's key here. Memory's key. But who wants to go first? Does anyone want to elect to go first?
Put Shane first.
Okay, you go first. Okay. Right. No pressure. No pressure. Right, here we go then. The first question. Again, they're all from about over the 2025 calendar year. So it can be obviously what was at the sort of second half of last season and the start of this season. But the first one I would ask is, from last season in the Premier League, who started the most matches for Spurs in the Premier League? Not over any other competition. Premier League.
Vicario?
It wasn't Vicario. No, close.
Are you talking about 2025, yeah?
The 24-25 season, yeah. So
24-25 season last year.
Yeah. So as that season ended in 2025, who made the most starts?
Maybe I'm going to go for a sneaky one here and say Brennan Johnson.
Very close. Funnily enough, Vicario and Johnson both had 24 starts. The person who had the most starts with 28 was Pedro Porro.
Really?
Pedro Porro had the most starts for the club. Yeah.
Not a good start, Shane, is it? Not a good start.
No. Well, you remember my nickname.
Right. Here, Kev. What minute did Brennan Johnson score the winner in the Europa League final?
Oh, mate, I was fucking steaming. I'll go for... I mean, at half-time, the whole 15 minutes, I had my shirt off singing his name, so I'm thinking it was quite nearish. I'll go for 36.
Oh.
36 is incorrect.
34.
Oh, incorrect. So you both...
I've got the fucking thing upstairs.
Yeah, it was actually the 42nd minute.
Oh,
42nd. That's why I was going nuts at half time. 42nd.
Yeah. So you've both missed your first question. So 0-0 still. Back to you, Shane. Our first game of the season, first game of the year, was at home to Newcastle. What was the score and who scored for Spurs?
Newcastle. This start of the year, not start of the season.
Yeah, start of 2025. Our first game of 2025. Who was it against and who scored for Spurs?
Well, you said Newcastle, yeah?
Newcastle, yeah, that's correct.
Who scored for Spurs? I'm going to go Sonny.
Incorrect. Kev?
I'll go for Brennan Johnson.
Incorrect.
Fucking hell, we are so shit at this one.
It was Solanke. Do you remember that lovely finish?
Did we lose that game?
We did. We went 1-0 up and then we lost 2-1.
Yeah, I remember us losing.
Oh, it was a great goal. Was it the header? It was a lovely, tidy.
I didn't go.
I can't remember it. I can't remember it.
Right.
I remember
so
the
then,
goal.
Kev, here is your question here. Who did we get in the third round of the FA Cup?
Oh, no, was that the year before? No. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Last year. Oh, it was that, fucking hell.
Tamworth, correct.
It
was Tamworth.
I'm just glad I got one right.
Yeah, I won't. We could sit here for fucking till next Christmas.
Right, Shane says 1-0 after 2 questions. 1-0 to Kev. This is your third question, Shane. Who was our first win in Europe in 2025? So it was in the Europa League.
Sake.
But yeah,
I know this. No pressure, Shane. I think I know it.
Yeah, go on. I'll let Kev have a go, and if not, I'll have a go. Go, Kev, first. I can't fucking think.
Was it
2020.
Elfsborg?
No,
Oh, fuck.
it wasn't.
Check that out, because that was in fucking January.
It was in January,
Fuck.
but it was a week after this game that I'm mentioning now.
Bollocks.
Not Frank. Was it Frankfurt?
Close. It was Hoffenheim. We won 3-2 away. Madison scored. We were
yeah, I remember that.
we were 2-0 up in 20 minutes. They got one back in the 68th. Son scored again. Son got 2 in that game.
Did Madison score in that?
Yeah, he scored
that
first.
wicked ball from Porro over the top.
Yeah, that was superb. He ran on, didn't he? And he just finished it. Right, then let's go a bit further then. Right, so when our round of 16. So whose question is this now? It's Kev, this is your one, isn't it? Yeah. Who scored 2 goals for Spurs in our round of 16 3-1 win over AZ Alkmaar?
Oh, I was there for that.
And me. I was there. Fuck's sake.
You know what it was, that game? I was fucking about booking the tickets for the next game, by the score.
Oh, yeah.
And every time the score changed, I was looking at the plane prices, and they were fucking up and down. And I was just trying to get the best deal. I'm going to go for Richarlison.
No.
Fuck.
Shane.
It's what happens when you drink 4 games.
Shane, do you want to steal to get it back 1-1?
Was it Sarr?
No. 2 goals came from Wilson Odobert.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah. I don't even remember.
Yeah, 2 goals. Good finishes. Right, Shane, back to you. So it's 1-0 Kev still.
Is this the 5th question?
No, it's yours. This is yours, isn't it, Kev? No,
Shane's.
Shane, yeah, this is 4th question. Yeah, that's what it says. 1-0. Shane, this is your 4th. What was our last win in the 24-25 Premier League season? Who was our last win against?
Oh, man, I'm so bad at this. My memory. I told you last time, Dory. As soon as Kev said today we've got a quiz, I was like, you should not have asked me. Yeah, not my head's gone, mate. Not a fucking clue.
Right, Kev?
Right, for me, I've got a shit memory as well. Random guess, I'll go for Everton.
No, I was actually at this one. It was a really timid affair against Southampton. Yeah, we beat them.
I didn't go to that game.
3-1.
My little boy will be screaming at me. He can reel off all the results. He's so good at it.
Do you know what? You're right. I mean, Cody would be great at this game.
Yeah, that's the thing. We remember. If I ask you something about a game in March of 1995, you'll know it.
I'm answering it, without doubt.
Right. Going on to the next one. Who scored our first goal in a 3-0 win against West Ham earlier this season in September?
Oh, fucking hell.
Who scored that first goal?
Oh, I don't know. I remember he got this. No, I think he got the second one. I'll go for. No, he got the third one. He got the second one. Who got the fucking first one? I've got 2 of them, but I don't think they didn't score the first one. I'll go for Van der Ven.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
So Van der Ven scored the last one.
Oh, fuck.
So,
I said Van der Ven.
Steal it?
No, I would have said Van der Ven, so I'm gonna go. No, he didn't start. Well, Richie didn't start, did he?
No. I don't think, did he start actually in that game?
I've definitely got it now.
He didn't. No, he didn't. No.
No, I ain't got it. I would have said Van der Ven. I don't know why I thought it was Van der Ven as well.
No. So it was Pat Sarr. Remember Simmons put the corner in?
Bergvall got there. Bergvall got the header, didn't he?
Bergvall, yeah. That was it. So it's 1-0 to Kev after 4 questions each. So now this is going into your last ones. The one I'm going to ask now is, what was our first result in the Champions League this season for you, Shane?
Some Kevin, it.
No, it's you, mate.
Oh, it's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I ain't got a fucking clue. I was hoping it was Kevin. I could have guessed after.
There'll be people screaming.
Mate, there won't be because everyone would have turned off 10 minutes ago after I fucking lost every question. Yeah, honestly, mate, my head is gone. Champions League.
I can't remember the first Champions League game this year.
No.
I was there for it as well.
It weren't. Was it Bo? No, it weren't Bodo.
No, Bodo was the first away one, wasn't it? I think.
Mm.
No, my head's gone, mate. Head's fucking gone here.
Oh no, I've got it.
He's got it.
It's the pressure of the time, you see.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Did you want to know the scorer?
What's the score? No, and the team, yeah.
Villarreal 1-0.
Villarreal 1-0. Own goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there as well.
That game as well. We played shit.
Horrible game of football that was.
Was that the keeper own goal?
Yeah, the keeper fucked up.
Yeah, I was there as well.
Yeah, they got it in the first minute and then the game.
Yeah, I was there, right behind it as well.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's always the way. So, Kev, your last question. You've won it, but to get a 3 out of 5, who has got the most goals and assists for the team this season in the Premier League, and how many? Goals and assists combined.
Goals and assists combined. Oof. Oh, I don't know if he's got assists. Goals and assists combined. I'll go for... Oh, I'm going to go for Kudus.
Kudus, and what number?
Just for the assist side of it.
Kudus, and how many are you saying? There's 2 points up for grabs. So if you get it right, you smashed it. But if you don't,
you want me to? Do you want me to go for the goals and assists as well? How many he's got?
You tell me how many you think the number.
I'd say Kudus has got maybe 4 assists and 3 goals.
Right, so you're saying 7. That's the number there. Right. So
I'm saying Richarlison. Sure, it's Richie.
Okay, Richarlison. How many would you say, Shane?
He's 8.
Oh, the correct answer is Richarlison, but it's 9. He's scored 7, 2 assists. Kudus has got 7, 2 goals, 5 assists.
Right,
so,
close.
I've got a little bit right there. So, well done,
Matt was screaming at the screen.
Yeah,
Matt was.
No, it's not that easy. I'll tell you that. It's easy for me looking at them all. But again, games come thick and fast. And now, like you say, when you're out and about and whatnot, and especially when it's not going as good as it can be, so you seem to switch off from them. But
yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've watched a game without having a beer in about fucking 15 years. So yeah. Sometimes that's why I have to rewatch games before we do this. Sometimes because I'm there, I can get the feel for the atmosphere, but I can't remember the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, no, I hear.
8 or 9 pounds for a game is no good for anyone.
I remember more from games in the 2001 season with George Graham than I did last week. Yeah, it's mad.
And it's the thing as well. You drink 8 or 9 pints before you go in, and Shane will tell you where I sit. It's a bit of a trot to the bog as well, so you miss quite a bit as well. So you get back.
Well, look, lads, have a great Christmas. Hopefully, Spurs don't ruin it. It's going to get better. We know that. It's going to take a bit of time, but let's all stay together, and I'm sure it'll be great. But yeah, have a great Christmas. As I said, we'll be back.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, we'll be back on the 5th of Jan when we would have played Palace, Brentford, and Sunderland. And look, let's just hope that we get something positive out of those. I think there will be, but it's going to be tough. This is the Heart Now Here Spurs Fans podcast. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2026 and things will get better. Come on, you Spurs.
Dear Santa, can I have a Spurs quiz book for Christmas?